What's up?
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Sounds now just restarted. I don't know if it'll be any better.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why
it
would do that. I haven't changed any settings, but we'll find out.
Working on setting a little ticket lineup in DFS right now.
God, I freaking audio still doing that. Let's see.
What about now? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me see if it's still coming through. I might have fixed it. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're good. What's up, man? We're live.
What's up, man?
What's up?
How you feeling this morning?
Good, man. Good. Got up and got some stuff done. You know, edited the podcast.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, ours is a little messy, but you know, we're good.
You excited about these games this afternoon?
Yeah, man, we got some good ones today.
Yeah.
Which ones are you most excited about?
Let me look. Let me take a look at them here. You know, Bills Cowboys will be fun, and I think Ravens Jags will be pretty fun. I mean, it's in Jacksonville, so we'll see. I mean, we all expect the Ravens to win that game. Philly in Seattle, if Geno goes, makes things a little interesting with that wide receiver core versus that secondary, but I don't see Seattle winning that game.
Jalen Hurts is the flu right now, so he might not even play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not good.
But it's gonna be interesting. Jets Dolphins gonna be interesting, but
yeah,
been a wild season so far with all the backup quarterbacks. I mean, it seems like every team has a backup quarterback right now.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to start with the games from last night and talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, we can. Let me get them pulled up real quick.
Yeah, we had 3 games last night. It was the first one was Vikings and the Colts. No,
Pittsburgh and Colts.
Pittsburgh and Colts.
Pittsburgh and Indianapolis played, and Indianapolis won that game. Gardner Minshew throwing, I think, 3 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he looked real good. One to Mo Alley Cox on the corner route that was really good, and then had him again on the next drive. Mo Alley Cox dropped it, but yeah, great game. I'm pretty sure. Zach Moss had a pretty good game, and then remember he got injured, did he not?
Yeah, Zach Moss got injured. Trey Sermon came in and had like 13 carries for.
Trey Sermon had the good game. Yeah,
Trey Sermon had 17 carries for 88 yards.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, very solid. If that's definitely a good start for next week if you need a guy to fill in.
Yeah, and most of like a good bit of your Pittsburgh players performed. At least Deontay Johnson had a touchdown.
Right.
giving about 13 to 15 fantasy points. Denver getting just waxed by the Lions, man. 42-17. Amon-Ra St. Brown having a good day. Jahmyr Gibbs had a great day.
Yeah, that really hurts. I had a DraftKings lineup with David Montgomery in there, and Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton were my anchors at the end. Didn't turn out how I wanted it to. I was in the money until the Lions went for a touchdown up by like 20 points. With 2 minutes left, they throw a touchdown to Sam Laporta, which took me out of money at the end. I was 4 points out of the money after that touchdown. So
yeah.
That one hurt. But I did hit all my parlays last night, which was nice.
And then we had, who was it? Minnesota versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati winning that game. That was a wild game.
Yeah,
Remember, it went into overtime. Both backup quarterbacks playing fairly well, That was a wild game.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick Mullins seemed like he was showing signs of life, man. He almost won that game. But Jake Browning also just playing a little bit better,
Yeah, and that crazy catch by T. Higgins, man, in the end zone.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was the one that
turns around.
40 seconds left.
Yeah, maybe might be catch of the year. I mean, just goes up and mosses that guy, turns around, and is like, this is my touchdown. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you definitely got to think about the Cortland Sutton touchdowns and the A.J. Brown one. CeeDee Lamb had some crazy ones, too.
Yeah, he has, for sure.
But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting slate today. We'll talk about You want to go ahead and kick it off with the Sunday games?
Yeah, I got Kansas City at New England. Kansas City
Me too.
minus
Okay.
8.5. Under over is the lowest in the Patrick Mahomes era at 38.5.
Yeah, 38.5. That's kind of surprising. I mean, I guess it's not with the drops and the mistakes, but it's just an undisciplined offense, man.
Yeah, and I think you mix that with the fact the Patriots have been the best, like held people to the lowest amount of scores in the past
Right.
4 weeks. Like that defense is legit, even with Judon and Christian Gonzalez out. Yeah, I mean Kansas City's winning this game, but I think it's going to be messy for the Kansas City offense. Still do enough to get it done. And New England's offense, I mean, don't expect much. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, I like him. He's a
I do
fun
too.
play just because, especially in PPR, because he's going to get all the dump offs, and he's going to get all the goal line work. There's going to be some chances. He's going to have opportunity. I don't know how much it'll amount to, but I do think he's a good play, and everybody else on that New England team, no interest.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think he's probably going to get, he's going to get a good bit of touches. I mean, probably 20 at the most, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I mean, the Chiefs have been playing bad. They've lost 2 in a row, right? They lost to the Packers
Yep.
and they lost to the Bills. It might be 3 in a row.
It might be, yeah. I forget what it is, but it was like they're like 2-6 in the past 8 or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, they lost to the Eagles, lost to the Broncos, Bills, the Packers. Yeah, so
Wow,
they
yeah.
lost, 2 in a row. They beat the Raiders, lost to the Eagles, had a bye week, then Denver. God, that Denver loss has to hurt.
Man, what I'm starting to learn is like just from watching New England the past few years, and watching Brady struggle his final year that kind of pushed him out is that, and I think Mahomes is dealing with a little bit of that right now. Is that you kind of need a guy who can stretch the field and draw double coverage to open things up for you. You need an elite wide receiver. I used to not think it meant that much. I thought you could get it done with some like shifty guys or some guys who could run good routes. But I think the truth is you need a guy like, not necessarily like Tyreek Hill, but a guy who can really be a game changer and move the chains. They do have Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce is like
He's
a
his own guy.
mid-range guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna get you the first down. He's not a guy who can really stretch the field.
That's right. I agree with that. And then with them having Isaiah Pacheco hurt, that really sucks for him. I mean, I love to see it. I'm the biggest Chiefs hater there is, but it does suck to see that much talent in Patrick Mahomes. Like a quarterback that good, it just sucks sometimes. That's why I stand up for Mac Jones a lot because he has no talent around him really.
Yeah, I think one thing a lot of people aren't talking about with Mac Jones is that he's just not a leader.
That's true.
He's you see the clips of him on this trying to hit Sauce Gardner and yeah, just little baby stuff, a lot of whining, a lot of like not like he pretends to take accountability, but like his expressions say that I'm in a bad spot, and it just I
Right.
don't know, he just doesn't seem like a guy who could take control of all these grown men out there that, especially the skill position guys that are divas. And you got to be able to be a legit leader. Like Jalen Hurts has that ability, You got to be able to lead a team. It's not all just, the position itself.
Do you think a leader would cuss out the rest for a bad offensive offsides call?
Come on, man.
Yeah, he was upset, man. But I mean, I guess I get it in the heat of the moment because you're probably not seeing it how the fans saw it. So I'll take up for him in that aspect. I mean,
Yeah.
It hasn't been called in what, like 746 games or something crazy.
Yeah, kind of an odd call, but he was offside.
Yeah, it was the right call. But
Okay, you start Rashid Rice.
Yeah, Rashid Rice is in.
What are you doing with the backfield of Kansas City? You going McKinnon? You going Clyde-Edwards-Helaire?
I think so. Last week I picked up Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I had Pacheco just in case. I mean, I ended up not making the playoffs sadly, but for this week I probably will start Helaire. I think that with the Patriots probably not being able to put up much points, you're not going to really need to use McKinnon as much in the passing game. So I think just a ground and pound, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probably the better bet. He'll probably get a few more touches than McKinnon. But really, it just depends on who's going to get the goal line work. I mean, we really don't know. We saw McKinnon get a touchdown to the goal line last week against the Bills. But we'll see. I mean, I don't like having either of those guys, but it could be worse.
If I had to start one between the two, I think I'm going McKinnon. I think that I think that they're not going to have a run game at all. So they're going to rely on passing, and it's going to be ugly. But Mahomes will be efficient enough to where he probably won't turn it over more than like maybe once in this game, if
That's
that.
true.
And I think that with them not being able to stretch the field, that McKinnon's going to get some of those dump offs, and they're going to use the dump offs as more of like the running game. Like out in the flats, they'll get their running game going through like kind of McKinnon that way versus like a straight handoff. But yeah, I think that Mahomes, where are you at with starting him in fantasy? Let's go Mahomes or Tua Tagovailoa against the Jets.
If Tyreek Hill's playing, give me Tua.
Okay, we'll go Mahomes or Justin Fields against Cleveland.
Oh, actually, I kind of like Justin Fields against Cleveland this week, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay,
I think Justin Fields will be a very good fantasy play this week.
So you're going Justin Fields?
Yeah.
And then one more, Mahomes or Trevor Lawrence against Baltimore.
Let me look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers. That one's hard.
They've been improving, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I'm sure you've heard the stat of Patrick Mahomes not putting up over 20 points in fantasy in like one of the last 5 games or something. Oh, yeah, give me Trevor Lawrence. 23, 29, 26, 36.
I like that too. And Baltimore secondary is coming off of a game where they gave up a lot to Stafford and Puka. And
that's right.
I mean, that is a dominant offense, but just something to keep your eyes on. See how that secondary responds in this game against pretty confident offense,
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as on the Patriots side, Bailey Zappi, would you start him anywhere?
No, the only person I'm starting is Zeke. I mean, if you want to take a shot on Hunter Henry because you might think you might get a little something and you're desperate for tight ends, I mean, I'm trying to stay away from him, but it kind of can be an option. But yeah, no, you're not starting anybody other than Zeke in this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Juju is supposed to be out in this game. Devontae Parker is expected to play, but he's had a knee injury. It's just not good for the Patriots. But the thing is, I don't know, man. Bill Belichick, I feel like he's angry after the news coming out of him, potentially being gone after the season. I could see a world where he covers the spread here and maybe wins.
I think he covers the spread. I don't think he wins, but I would take New England plus 8.5 just because the Mahomes offense, you see the frustration. Because when the calls don't go your way and you've had tough losses in the past, they build up and that tension builds up, and you have that explosion like Mahomes has because everything has gone so well for them in the past. Facing a little bit of adversity. This is what the salary cap error does to your team. This is why I say that Mahomes will never catch Brady, is because you're not going to be able to pay those guys like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and over a long span of time, especially on the defensive side.
Mahomes
it's
taking
tough.
a huge chunk out. Mahomes is taking a huge chunk out of that salary. But yeah, I think, and it's in Foxborough too. That's a tough place to play, especially these fans know that Bill Belichick might not be around long. The fans are probably going to be filling the stadium today. And it's probably going to be loud. Which Patrick Mahomes, if anybody can handle it, he's one of them. But
I agree.
I could see
New York Giants.
Going to call it though.
New York Giants and New Orleans Saints. They're giving the Saints minus 5.5, giving the Giants 5.5. 39.5 under over. Where are you at with this game?
Yeah, I think that line is crazy.
You think it should be closer?
I think it should be a lot closer. Yeah.
I think I can see that. I'm kind of on board with that. With the Saints being banged up, Carr's, he said this is the most injured he's ever been in his career. And DeVito and the Giants, they seem like there's a little bit of life, man. There's a little bit of life.
I mean, you see Saquon balling out with Tommy DeVito at quarterback.
Yeah.
3 wins in a row. It's going to be tough. It's in New Orleans. I mean, that kind of works into Tommy DeVito's favor. I mean, it's in a dome, so.
Yeah, that could help. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think the Saints get the win, but I'm taking the Giants plus 5.5. I think it's going to be I think that both you kind of want to start both defenses in this game. That's why the under-over is pretty low, 39.5. And I think that's what you're going to get. Saints defense is pretty solid. They gave you 30-something points last week, and I think this is one of the best matchups of the entire day for a defense. And it wouldn't shock me if the Giants won this game, it would not shock me with how hot and the confidence that DeVito has, and Saquon Barkley's fighting for this team. There's a little bit of life. They've won, what, 2 or 3 in a row?
Yeah, 3 in a row. He's played 4
terrible
games.
teams.
Well, I'm not gonna say terrible teams. It's the same. He beat the Packers, who just beat the
solid.
Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a good win. That's a great.
That's a very good win. Yeah, and a comeback victory too.
Okay, so Saquon Barkley is the only one I'm starting. If you want to take a chance on Darren Waller coming back, this is like the 30-something. This is the 30-something ranked defense giving up points to tight ends. So it's right there with the Cincinnati. You know, they're bottom feeders. I think in the last 7 weeks they've really been terrible. I mean, I guess who would you? I mean, Hunter Henry or Darren Waller.
Yeah, give me Hunter Henry. I don't want to start Darren Waller. I'm starting Isaiah Likely over Darren Waller in
I would, yeah,
if I
I'd
was
do
in
that
fantasy,
too.
yeah.
I would too. Okay. I just wonder because I'm sure there's some people wanting to know what to what to do with Darren Waller, and I kind of agree with you on that, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I was, I mean, I'm a Darren Waller manager, and if I were to have Darren Waller, I more than likely was searching for tight ends the whole time. So as soon as Mark Andrews got hurt, I picked up Isaiah Likely. There's probably a lot of Darren Waller owners that have Isaiah Likely. But honestly, I would rather have Logan Thomas today over Darren Waller.
Logan, you see, I agree with that. I think Logan Thomas is going to have a great day.
What about Tucker Kraft or Darren Waller?
You said Tyler Kraft or Darren Waller?
Tucker Kraft. Yeah, Tucker Kraft, the tight end for the Packers.
I'd probably go Waller there. There's just nobody else for the. There's just no one else for the volume to go, you know, and I think that I'd go Waller personally.
Yeah, Jalen Hyatt's been kind of coming on a little bit, and but Wando Robinson actually is kind of a sneaky play in DFS. If whenever we get there, we'll talk about that. But I don't know, man. Tommy DeVito's been playing kind of good. His only loss in the last 4 games is the Cowboys, and that was his first game.
And he's been impressive, man. What did he throw, like 3 touchdowns the other day?
Threw 3 touchdowns for a victory, yeah.
Wow.
And pretty much ran one in. It should have been his touchdown. And they rolled him down on the one, which Saquon ended up scoring on that play. But he's been balling out, man. He's been playing very good. And he's got confidence. The team's alive right now. Brian Dable loves
they really are.
I think Brian Dable's a good coach.
Where are you going with the spread in this game? You taking Giants plus?
I'm taking the Giants to cover. I'd almost take the Giants to win, too. Yeah, I'm gonna call for an upset here, man. The Saints.
Feeling it? You did. I can tell you was feeling it.
The Saints are.
Yeah, I can tell you was feeling it. You want it.
All these receivers are beat up. I think Rashid Shaheed's out, right?
I think he's in.
Chris Olave is definitely not looking good. They're talking about
it's not looking promising.
In the warm-ups. Michael Thomas has been out for a while. Derek Carr's beat up. The Giants' defense is playing good too. I mean, if you look at their numbers,
they are. They really are.
They've been holding teams back a little bit, so I think this is going to be a good game. I think the Giants are going to win this one.
I might need you to take over. My DraftKings just dropped that. It's just like.
Oh yeah, you're good. For the next one, we got the Jets and the Dolphins. The Dolphins
this
minus
is gonna be
8, over under a 37.5.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm taking Jets in the points. Here.
I agree with that. 37.5 over under makes me think that Tyreek Hill's not going to be there.
It definitely. I think that it feels that way.
Or that's what Vegas thinks anyway. It still says it's a game time decision, but I don't know.
37.5 I bet. Yeah, and you know what? Zach Wilson came out and threw 2 touchdowns. Played well last week against Houston. It wasn't anything that made me that really impressed me, but you know what it did? It was signs of life.
That's true.
Because there was no sign of life at the quarterback position for the Jets the whole season. But you got him doing what they need the most. All you got to do is go out there and throw a touchdown or 2. Be like what Brock Purdy was prior to the MVP season. Be efficient. Get the ball out of your hands. You know, get it to your playmakers because there's playmakers on that team. And don't turn the ball over. If you turn the ball over, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. 1 or 2 turnovers, and this offense can overcome that.
Yeah, one thing that Zach Wilson said was, "What are they going to do? Bench me?"
Yeah.
Has a lot of the pressure's off of him, and I don't know. I kind of like it. Have you seen the news where Aaron Rodgers' practice window just opened?
I did.
He got cleared for practice. So
what's their record right now?
I don't know. Let me go look. If they go out there and win this game and they have a chance, because I think they're still in technically for the playoffs.
Yeah, the Dolphins losing to Tennessee last week. That was a little bit of a
huge
shocker.
for the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jets. Let's see. I'm trying to see what their record is. If they were to win this game, I mean, this is a big one for sure. They have to win this. If they want any chance of making the playoffs. But if they can make the playoffs and get what's his name back, they're 5-8 right now.
Who has a better day? Who has a better day today? Jalen Waddle or Garrett Wilson?
Give me Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson or Drake London?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson or DeAndre Hopkins against
DeAndre Hopkins.
The revenge game. I agree with all of those. What about Breece Hall? How you feeling about Breece Hall in this game?
I think Breece Hall's a great start this week. He played great last week. He had a very good week last week, and he's kind of just it just depends how the offense does. I mean, if Tyreek Hill's not there, Zach Wilson plays kind of good. You know, they're going to keep feeding him the ball. He's got so much explosive ability. He could score at any point. So,
Breece Hall or Ezekiel Elliott today?
Oh man, I really like Ezekiel Elliott, but give me Breece Hall.
I agree. But I think Zeke's a good play. Yeah. We'll go one more with Breece Hall. We'll go Breece Hall or let's go. Rashad White against the Packers.
Give me Rashad White.
Okay, I agree with all those two. Yeah, I'm taking the Jets plus the 8, man. I think that defense is going to keep them in the game. I think the Dolphins are a little banged up. They just come off of a rough loss to Tennessee. I really like Mostert this week, especially with Achane. I'm not sure if he's playing today. I don't think he is.
Yeah, he's listed as questionable still. If you are an Achane owner, go pick up Jeff Wilson if he's there.
Yeah.
Keep a lookout. Jeff Wilson, I mean, could be a good start. If Achane's out, I'm starting Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because he's gonna get work, He's gonna get like 60-40. He's gonna get 40-60.
Isn't the best. And
it's not, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best. The secondary's great. So if Tyreek Hill's out, Jeff Wilson is gonna be a crazy good start this week.
For sure. Atlanta at Carolina. Atlanta favored by 3 under over 32. This is going to be a messy game. How do you like in this game?
Yeah, give me Atlanta to cover here. The Panthers have been terrible.
Yeah.
Even with the coaching change, they've gotten a little bit better, but Desmond Ridder played awesome last week. And
and the week before, right?
Yeah, I think Kyle Pitts had a touchdown. Drake London had 2 touchdowns, like 100 and something yards.
I had him in all my DFS.
Bijan's been playing great.
There.
I mean,
yeah.
Arthur Smith is kind of becoming somebody that I kind of pull for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of fun
I don't feel one way or he seems like a prick, honestly, but
he does a little bit, but
it's funny to see him win. Though.
Yeah, it's funny to see him win.
It's funny to see him win.
And it's just fun to also see the Panthers suffer because they didn't take C.J. Stroud.
Right. Yeah.
That's really fun too.
Yeah, they moved up ahead and got it wrong. Gosh.
Yeah, I'll pull for those talented guys: Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson, who are not exactly in the best situation with Desmond Ridder. So I kind of want to see Desmond Ridder do good, just like Zach Wilson. I kind of look at that the same way. I
really like Bijan this week. Drake London, I started him in DFS across the board last week. This week I'm a little bit gun shy to do it because Carolina just gives up so much on the ground that you don't have to air it out, especially in the third and fourth quarter. It's nothing but runs because you're up and they can't keep up, and you just keep a neutral. You keep like a run game script, and they can't stop you. So this is a pro plus matchup for Bijan Robinson. I mean, Drake London, or let's go with Amari Cooper.
The Browns are versus the Bears. Give me Amari Cooper with 14 targets.
I like Amari Cooper there as well. Drake London, or let's go Terry McLaurin against the Rams.
Yeah, give me Drake London.
I agree with that as well. Drake London, or let's go Calvin Ridley against Baltimore.
Give me Drake London.
I'm gonna go Drake London with you too. That's good. That's tight. That last one was a little close for me.
Yeah, for sure. Calvin Ridley has been
Kyle
playing
Pitts.
good,
I
but
mean,
inconsistent.
where you at with Kyle Pitts right now?
I mean, you got to start him at this point. He had a touchdown last week, right?
Kyle Pitts or Darren Waller?
Oh yeah, Kyle Pitts.
I agree. Okay, I think I'm going. I'm going Falcons to cover here too, man. I think it's going to be a nasty game. Carolina, Chuba Hubbard, he's in. I feel like
Yeah,
he's been
Chuba
playing
Hubbard's
very
in for
well.
sure. Chuba
He's
Hubbard's
been
in.
playing very well. He's taking over the backfield. I think it was Miles Sanders had like 10 carries for 70-something yards last week.
Did he?
So like, it's like he had ripped off like a 60-yard run though.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, you know what? He still did it.
Yeah, 10
Yeah, I
carries
mean,
for 74.
obviously, I'm not doing anything with Miles Sanders, but Adam Thielen,
I'm done
or
with
Drake
him.
London.
But Adam Thielen in the trash can, man.
Yeah, he's done. I'm with you. Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee
What about,
coming off
what
of
about
a Tennessee
Mingo?
favored in this game. No Stroud. I don't
Let's go
believe.
back. Let's go back and talk about Jonathan Mingo too.
I'm kind of out on Jonathan Mingo. We saw it trending up, and then it kind of flamed out
Yeah, I mean,
for me.
Thielen did have 7 targets for 94 yards last week.
So don't throw him in
Oh, for
yet.
74. Nah, I'm still throwing him in the trash. He's old, man. He's not doing much. And this Falcons secondary is actually pretty solid. But Jonathan Mingo did have 9 targets last week. It was only for 2 catches and 22 yards against the Saints. So it's a tough secondary. But 9 targets is definitely something to think about. He does play Jacksonville in Week 17, which is a really plus matchup for your championship. I'd say keep an eye on Jonathan Mingo. He could be a sneaky pickup.
I like it. I was coming on to him for a couple weeks there, and then now I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. But definitely keep your eye on him because I think that he's got some talent. He's shown signs of
Yeah, for
flashing.
sure. Yeah, I don't think you can give up on him. Yeah, he is a rookie.
Yeah, Tennessee at the Titans. How you feeling about this game? Titans being favored by 3.5, over 38.
Is
Do you
CJ
think that
Stroud
the
playing?
odds? CJ Stroud is out. Davis Mills, the neck, will be back in.
Yeah, give me the Titans to cover.
Yeah, I agree 100% with how banged up they are. Houston is, and if they had a running game, maybe they would stand a little bit of a chance. But I think Derrick Henry runs wild in this game.
I think you're right. I think Derrick Henry could be a good play in DFS, but he's a little expensive. I'm trying to stay away from him. But yeah, under 38 points. This is going to be an ugly game. I think the Titans win, though.
I think the Titans win. I think they cover, and I think DeAndre Hopkins scores a touchdown in this game.
I think you're right. Will Levis has been playing pretty good.
Yeah, and he's got some heart. You know, he's got some. He's got leadership ability. Even though he's struggling, he's a rookie. Give him some time. He's got a strong arm. He can fix those things. At least there's signs of there is the path that he can become that turnover machine gunslinger, or he can fix those mistakes and become a pretty solid quarterback in the NFL. I think he's got some talent.
Davis Mills isn't starting for the Texans. Actually, Case Keenum starting for the Texans.
Oh, really? The veteran.
Yeah, Case Keenum starting for the Texans.
Took the Vikings to the playoffs. The Big Digs play on the sideline against New Orleans. He was the one who threw it. Turned around and got blasted by the Eagles the following week.
Yeah.
But it was a while. That's one of those etched in
I guess
history
that makes you
kind of
feel a
game.
little bit better about the Texans.
I think it makes you feel about the same.
The same, yeah. I mean,
Makes you feel about the
Nico
same.
Collins is supposed to be out. Tank Dell is out. Dalton Schultz is out.
Oh man,
Devin
Tennessee Titans defense is a good start this week.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good run defense too. That hurts. That hurts for the Texans because they really were working on something there.
Let's go DeAndre Hopkins or Mike Evans.
Who did the Bucks play? The Packers. Give me DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm with you. I'm shocked you picked that. I'll go DeAndre Hopkins or Puka Nacua.
Give me Puka.
I like that too. Go DeAndre Hopkins or one more. We'll go. Oh, there's nobody good that way. Let's go. Jalen Waddle.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I agree with all of those. Chicago Bears at Cleveland Browns. Browns favored by 3 points, over 37. How you feeling about this game?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting game. The Browns are -3. I mean, I think the Browns will win. I think the Browns will cover. Joe Flacco's been playing good. Threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns last week.
I'm pulling for Joe Flacco because
too.
you can tell he appreciates the opportunity he's been given.
And he appreciates. He loves the game, dude.
He loves the game, and it's you really see when the guys get older. The arm tends to go. Drew Brees says he can barely even throw a football now. Peyton Manning's arm, it just went, dead. But Flacco's had a stronger arm than all those guys. Flacco,
True.
And has it decreased to the point where he can't play football, or has it decreased to the point where he doesn't have to be that guy on this team. As long as he has still some juice left in that arm, which I think he does, they can win some games. And if they get to the playoffs, they can be a little bit sneaky with how great that defense is.
Let me remind you that this isn't just Joe Flacco we're talking about. This is Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco we're talking about.
Yeah. So, one of the greatest playoff runs in NFL history.
Yeah, if Joe Flacco goes out there and takes the Browns to a Super Bowl, he's building the Hall of Fame. He's building the Hall of Fame case for himself.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
if he went out there and won a Super Bowl, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
I'd put him in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, yes, he had an incredible season or career with the Ravens. And to go out there and do it in another NFC or AFC North team, that'd be devastating.
What if he beat Baltimore to go to the championship?
It's very possible.
Baltimore fans.
I would love to see it. Did they play again this year, or did they already play twice? I think they play again.
I don't know. That's a good question. They might have already played twice, but who do you like in this game? I like Cleveland. I think that there's going to be some turnovers. I don't like Justin Fields like you like him this week. I think this is a bad matchup in Cleveland. I feel like Fields has been pretty transparent on when he goes up against a good matchup versus a bad matchup. The tough defenses tend to force him to throw a little bit more, and it's been negative for him. But what are you thinking?
I think that the Browns will win the game. They're going to cover the -3. But I think as far as for fantasy football, Justin Fields is going to run like crazy.
He's going to have to.
I think in DFS, he's probably hitting 100 yards, which is going to give him the 3-point bonus as far as rushing.
Yeah.
And who knows? Him and DJ Moore have such a good connection, man. Cole Kmet's been playing good. I'm going to be honest. I think Justin Fields is an amazing play this week. I almost want to put him in. I definitely want to have. I have him in some tournaments, so.
I get it. I think it's really risky. I think there's a path for them to get to where you're talking about. Because he's going to have to run a lot. He's going to have to really run a lot. They're going to put a lot of pressure on him. And whether or not he's going to get those lanes, I don't know. This defense is good enough to where I think they'll kind of shut him down a little bit. Over 37 in Cleveland, tough defense. Flacco is going to give his defense even more of a break with extending drives. I think that's I have Justin Fields and I have Matthew Stafford. Stafford going against the Washington Commanders this week. I'm going Stafford, but I did at least think about Justin Fields for a second. So I see the path you see. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields has a little bit higher of a ceiling than Stafford, but the floor for Stafford this week is 25 points.
It's solid, very solid.
So it's hard to go away from that.
Let's go Justin Fields or Jordan Love. Jordan Love going against the 28th ranked secondary.
Yeah. Are the Packers at home this week?
Packers are at home.
Let me get Justin Fields for fantasy.
I'd go. That's tough, man. I think I'll go. I'm gonna go Jordan Love. Go Jordan Love there.
I get it.
Yeah, I just think the floor is a little higher, and I think you're playing with fire. You might get burnt. Yeah. Bars, man. Justin Fields or let's go Sam Howell against LA.
Let's see, Justin Fields or Sam Howell. Give me Justin Fields.
Okay, you believe it. I can't do it, man. I do think the Browns win this game. I think they cover. And I think you're probably gonna get about 15 fantasy points. Maybe max 20 from Justin Fields. DJ Moore, he's in though. You can't sit him.
Yeah, I agree with that. He is questionable. I don't know if there's any more news about him. I'm assuming he's playing. I know he's questionable right now. Let me look. Expected to play, but he has been struggling with an ankle injury. But he's expected to play. So.
Okay. DJ Moore or Amari Cooper in this game?
Ooh, that's tough. I think I'll take Amari Cooper.
I would agree. I'm big on Cooper.
I have to.
And before we move on, the Browns backfield. How are you feeling about that? I know you followed Kareem Hunt and Ford a little bit more than I have this year.
Yeah, I mean Ford. It seems like he has so much talent, all the talent in the world, but he just can't get it going lately. But neither can Kareem Hunt. I don't think they need him to either, though. I think that Joe Flacco's doing what he needs to do to not have to put all this load on these running backs. I mean, both of them are battling injuries. So, I mean, Jerome Ford had a high ankle sprain earlier in the year, and then Kareem Hunt's been battling a growing injury for the last 6 weeks, which he's older. But yeah, Joe Flacco. I mean, I think they're going to pass more than they ever have. They have in the last 2 weeks. And I think they're going to do it again this week against the beat up Bears defense.
Yeah, I really like David Njoku this week. Cole Kmet, you could throw him in there. I like Njoku over Kmet. I like Njoku over a lot of guys. I think he's going to be a top 6 or 7 tight end this week. Let's go Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Green Bay Packers. Green Bay favorite 3.5.
Yeah, John Michael in the comments earlier said the Packers are so up and down this year. They don't really have an identity. And I think that they're up and down. Their ups are at home and their downs are away. Jordan Love plays great at home. That's the way it seems,
right?
Jordan Love plays very good at home.
I say they win this game. I think they win this game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Keep in mind though, A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones might both be out this week.
Yeah, but I like Love at home. What we talked about. I love Dobbs and Reed this week. I think you can play both of them. I think they're going to get it done. This secondary of Tampa Bay is bad. They've been very transparent in DFS. You know, you want to attack them, you want to target them because they just bleed points to the wide receiver position. And I think that, Reed's coming on strong. Dobbs last week played very mediocre. You know, gave you less than you wanted, but this is the matchup where I think you can plug them in.
Yeah, sorry. Aaron Jones actually is expected to play. A.J. Dillon has a broken thumb though, so he's out. I don't know how long that'll last, but I would imagine for a little while. Being a ball carrier.
Where are you sitting? You know, obviously you start White, you start Evans. Where are you sitting with Baker Mayfield this week? You think he's going to do a pretty good game?
Yeah, I think he's going to have to keep up. I think he's going to hit the 20-point standard that Baker Mayfield always hits. Mike Evans could have a crazy game. I mean, both of those touchdowns could go to Mike Evans, but it seems to me they're going to feed Rachaad White. And it seems like Baker, I mean, he's got a quarterback sneak for a touchdown almost 2 games in a row. I think he got hurt.
Yeah. Tucker Kraft or Cade Otton in this game?
I'll take Cade Otton. No, give me Tucker Kraft.
I'll take Kraft there too. Seems like a better matchup for Kraft than it does for.
Yeah, and with the injuries to the receiving core and A.J. Dillon being out, I think they're going to need targets are going to go somewhere. Jordan Love's going to throw the ball.
You taking Green Bay to cover here?
Yeah, I am. I'll take Green Bay to cover. 3.5 is not crazy.
It's the half of the 3 that bothers me because it could be a field goal game, you know? And it's like, this could be a 30, like a 24 to 27, 21-24 kind of game, and you could lose it by that half. I'll take them to cover, but I don't feel great about it. I don't know if I'd bet on that.
I get that.
San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers are favored by 12.5, under over 48.5. Where are you at with that?
Give me the Cardinals to cover.
Okay, you think it's going to be a more competitive game?
Yeah, 12.5 points, a divisional game. Kyler Murray coming off a bye week. With some young guys. I think you get to finally start to develop some stuff with those guys. James Conner, obviously, he's a good back.
He is, for sure.
I think Trey McBride is going to be a fantastic start this week.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think the Cardinals will cover by much, but I think they'll cover.
I think the 49ers cover here. I think that it's going to be CMC. This is the best matchup out of any matchup all year. It's the worst rush defense. We saw what Kyron Williams did to him a couple weeks ago, what everybody's done to him all year. And you get it with a plus matchup. They're going to be up. They're going to be able to run the ball, keep Purdy in a phenomenal game script, and Christian McCaffrey could hit 175 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game on the ground alone. I don't know if they'll give him that kind of volume to hit that. You know, if they get up big, they might turn to someone like Mason or Mitchell if he's healthy, which I think he's out. But
I think
I think
Mitchell
they
is out,
cover
yeah.
here big. I just don't think Arizona is going to be able to get anything going.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't know. I just feel like Kyler will probably play decent. I mean, this is.
I hope so. I got him in fantasy.
This is Jonathan Gannon. So Jonathan Gannon has some experience against the 49ers. You know, last year he was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. So,
right.
I don't know. I could see this being a closer game than we expect. It is a divisional game, and the Cardinals seem to have a little bit of life. They're not like down and out. I mean, they're not in the playoffs, but they have a little bit of life.
And I do like Trey McBride too. I think he's going to have a good game. You know, if Hollywood Brown plays, do not start him.
He's not in.
Let's go. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray or Trevor Lawrence against Baltimore.
Trevor Lawrence.
Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield against the Packers.
Give me Kyler, I guess.
Kyler Murray or Will Levis against Houston.
Give me Will Levis.
Kyler Murray or let's go Patrick Mahomes against the Patriots.
Give me Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. I agree with all those but the Will Levis one.
Will Levis will play good.
Yeah, I could see it though. It's a plus matchup too. Obviously Debo, Ayuk's in, McCaffrey's in. Start all your 49ers.
Sorry, Kyler Murray goes up there and throws for 300 yards.
You can see a scenario where he does that?
I don't see a scenario.
Oh,
and that's exactly what
what
Will Levis just did last week against the better Miami defense.
I like that though. And he gets a great matchup, but I think it's going to be more Derrick Henry in this game than it will be.
Which Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns last week, and Will Levis still threw for 327.
It's true. But there won't be any pressure. There was a lot of pressure to throw in that game because they were going against Miami. This game, there's going to be no pressure to throw the ball. I think it's just going to be Derrick Henry.
That's possible.
But I mean, Will Levis, he could get 2 touchdowns and 200 yards in the first half. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
And turn but I don't know. I don't believe him that much. He's been very inaccurate, but.
Yeah, I think the 49ers defense is so good, and I think if the Cardinals want to win this game, they're going to have to slow it down, give it to James Conner, move the chains, 3 downs at a time.
Yeah. On Arizona, I feel like we've covered just about all of them. James Conner
Michael Wilson's, I think he should be in your lineups this week if you're struggling. If you have like a Tank Dell owner or a Chris Olave owner or a Tyreek Hill owner, there's a lot of receiver injuries this week.
Washington at the LA Rams. The Rams favored by 6.5, under over 48.5. How you feeling about this game?
I think the Rams cover, man. They're playing great football.
I agree. The defense has been killing it, and Washington's defense is like one of the worst. Most like against the pass, it's like all time bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then they trade two of their best players.
No, and it's showing too. Stafford coming on strong. Puka, he's in. Cooper Kupp, he's in. Kyron Williams,
he's in. Tyler Higbee.
Matthew Stafford, huh?
Tyler Higbee.
I mean, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, I think he could be a sneaky play. Demarcus Robinson is the guy I want to talk about. In the last 2 weeks, when Tutu Atwell got hurt 2 weeks ago, I think, that's when Demarcus Robinson came in, and Demarcus Robinson immediately had a rushing touchdown 2 weeks ago, and then last week I think he had 10 targets and a touchdown.
I like it. We'll talk about it.
Tutu Atwell's out again
later this
week. Yeah.
I think I'd take. Let's see. Who am I going to take here? I'm going to take LA to cover.
6.5 seems like a little high.
Definitely does.
I mean, I think they're good enough to cover it.
Yeah. Sam Howell's going to be asked to do a lot in this game. He's asked to do a lot every week.
Yeah. If it
Terry
was
McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, I don't want him.
Commanders.
It's weird. You're seeing Sam Howell with all these yards, and you look at the receivers, you're like, where are the yards? Who's he throwing to?
He's throwing Curtis Samuel and Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson and.
No, it's so spread out, man.
Yeah,
Logan Thomas this week. The next week it's Dotson. The next week it's
Yeah, I think Logan Thomas is a great play this week. I think
Curtis
a lot of the guys on. Eagles just downgraded Jalen Hurts to questionable ahead of Monday's game because of the flu.
Ooh.
Yeah, not good.
Big. They really need to get a bounce back win too.
Yeah, for sure.
Cowboys at the Buffalo Bills. Bills favored by 2. Are you a little surprised at this? It is at home for the Bills.
It is at home for the Bills. Give me the Cowboys to cover, dude. I hate to say it. I want the Bills to win so bad, but the Cowboys are good, playing good football, dude.
I think the Cowboys win it too. I think the Cowboys cover.
They're playing really good football. But so are the Bills, man. The Bills have played some really tough games. The Bills have played some really good games. Getting rid of their offensive coordinator was the best thing they've done this year.
Definitely.
Because now they're
getting. I wonder if it's going to be a snow game. If it's a snow game in Buffalo,
give me Buffalo.
Buffalo's winning that game. Yeah.
Yeah, give me Buffalo. I take Dallas right here to cover, but I'm so excited for this game, man. It's at 4:30.
This is the best game of the week.
4:30 really is the best time for football. Like the
night seems that way.
But man, we got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, right?
We got jobs, man. We can't stay up till 12 o'clock every night.
Yeah, everybody on the Bills, I mean, they're in. Gabe Davis, you know what to do with him. If you got a lot of points scored on you, like you went against Oakland's defense, then yeah, you're probably throwing Gabe Davis in, hoping for that big boom game, especially after what DK Metcalf did to him. Diggs is in, Cook is in. Anyway. Huh?
Gabe Davis is on his streak. He's on his bounce back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He went 20-0, 20-0, 20-0. There's got to be 20 this week, right?
20, got to. We've cracked the code. On the Cowboys side, obviously Dak and CD's in, Pollard's in. Ferguson, Ferguson or Njoku.
In. Yeah, give me Ferguson. The Bills are bad against the tight end.
I like it. I got Ferguson in this week.
I do like Njoku.
I think we're good.
I would be happy to have either of those guys right now.
Me too. Baltimore Ravens.
Well, I still want to talk more about this game because there are some.
Okay, yeah.
The Cowboys. Brandon Cooks has got to be in your lineup, I feel like. He's been kind of balling out. I mean, he's clearly the number 2 option.
Last week was a down week for him.
What did he do last week? I feel like it was still not bad.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I thought it was a pretty mediocre game.
Yeah, he had 5 targets, 2 catches for 37, which isn't great. But if you look at the rest of his weeks, 4 catches. He's getting touchdowns just about every week. I feel like he's a big part of the offense. And I don't think the Bills are going to fumble the ball 3 times and be down by 20 points like the Eagles were. So there's not really a reason for them to throw it to Brandon Cooks so much.
Yeah.
I think this week they'll have more of a reason to keep passing the ball.
I agree with that. I think Brandon Cooks probably will have a bounce back game in this game, but this is a tough matchup. Bill's defense in the pushover, they do get in shootouts with these teams that's going to bring them a shootout, but they can give people a fit, especially at home.
Yeah, for sure. Dalton Kincaid is expected to play, but Dawson Knox isn't a person you should keep off of your radar. If Dalton Kincaid goes in there and gets hurt again, Dawson Knox could be a sneaky pickup.
Yeah, I think you definitely pay attention to, because if one of those guys get hurt, we see the volume that they get. I'm not trying to force them in any kind of lineup. I like Dawson Knox maybe as like a dart throwing DFS if you want to go super cheap. But as far as fantasy football goes, just keep your eye on it.
That's right.
Yeah, just keep your eye on that situation.
How do you feel about James Cook this week?
Love him. Think he's a great play.
Yeah, the Cowboys' run defense has been very good, but he's going to get so many catches.
He went against Philly and put up some good points too against Philly. I'm pretty sure, just because of when they changed offensive coordinators, he's getting more work in the passing.
A lot of passing work, yeah.
And it's they're using him like he needs to be used, and he's very versatile back. And if you leave him a hole, he can gash you for 15 or 20. Very elusive.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about Khalil Shakir? How do you feel about him this week?
Haven't really thought much about him. I think I'd rather start Robinson from the Rams over him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you're talking wide receiver 3s like that, who else would I compare him to?
Dontavian Wicks.
That's a good one. I would probably go. I think I'd rather go Wicks there as well.
Yeah, Shakir hadn't really done too much.
He turned bright for like a week or two, and then that was it. Yeah,
that's right. You say Jags versus Ravens next?
Yeah. Baltimore at Jacksonville. Baltimore favored by 3.5. I think this line is about where it should be.
That's a good line, yeah. It's a very good line.
Yes, about where it should be. I don't think anybody really expects Jacksonville to win this game. They can be competitive in this game. Baltimore early in the season had some games where they would. Well, I think this would make it a little bit closer, but they're actually the best team in the AFC right now. Roquan Smith on the defense, just fully in charge, and then Lamar Jackson, great passing quarterback, dude.
He's killing it.
Yeah, and can obviously destroy you on his legs, but he's had such a revolving door of weapons outside of Andrews. But this year, now Andrews is hurt. And then, finally Odell's healthy. Zay Flowers, you got a rookie. Like, he don't really have that legit receiver, like that solid number one.
Odell's especially is amazing though.
For sure. I'm not trying to take away, but those guys are like more wide receiver twos right now.
They are, for sure.
They're good, but they've been banged up, like anybody else. They haven't really had them all together healthy. There's always been Andrews is out or the shoulder for, he's been battling that, and he's managed it very, very well. I think Baltimore is getting stronger and healthier at the right time.
They need to. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore to cover this game. They've been playing very good, and Jacksonville's playing good too. Though I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm surprised the over/under is 40.5. I would take the over there on that one.
I'm not going to take the over because Baltimore's defense is so good. Jacksonville
it's the same defense to give up 34 points or 31 points to the Rams last week.
Yeah, that's one little blip in the whole season, though. They don't really give up points like that. If that comes this week, then the following week I'll start to kind of lean towards that trend a little bit more. But with it being just 1 week, I'm not too worried about it, man. I think the line's where it could be. 40.5 does seem a little bit low, though. I think you're right.
Yeah, the Ravens also got 33 to the Browns.
How long ago was that?
That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago with the bye.
Okay. Yeah, I think this it does seem a little bit low, the under over. I can see why you want to take the over. But I think this is two playoff teams coming together, and things are going to get a little tricky, a little tight, I'm going to say I'm going to take the over too. I was just entertaining the under just to see if there was a path there, but I think this could be like a 20-20 game. Right. But I'm going to go with the over with you. I like that.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence has been playing very good. Travis Etienne, he's got to be in your lineup. Calvin Ridley in your lineup. Christian Kirk's out for the year. Parker Washington, how do you feel about him?
I'm not – okay, we'll go Wicks or Washington.
Give me Washington.
Okay, Washington or Robinson for L.A.?
I'll take Washington again.
I'll take Robinson on that one. And then we'll go Washington or Curtis Samuel.
Give me Curtis Samuel.
Okay, I agree with that one.
Washington did score 2 touchdowns back-to-back weeks too, just like Robinson.
He did.
He had the 6-target game against Cincinnati, so I think he could have a good week again. He did lose a fumble, which is kind of scary, but
I like that. On the Baltimore side, what receiver would you rather have?
Odell Beckham. I mean, Zay Flowers for sure, but as far as the wide receiver 2 level, Odell Beckham.
I agree because in this game, Jacksonville gets beat deep over the top.
Right.
And you know who's running all those routes? Odell Beckham's running those routes.
And he's running them good.
So there's going to be some opportunity. Whether they connect, I don't know, but he's going to have 2 or 3 deep shots.
I would love to have Odell Beckham right now. He's been playing great.
He's been playing great. He looks healthy. He looks good.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I think Baltimore
how do you feel about him?
I'd play him over Dalton Kincaid. I'd play him over Logan Thomas. And that's probably like Trey McBride. I'm taking Trey McBride.
I agree with that.
I'd play him over Tucker Kraft. I would not play him over Njoku. I'd play him over Cole Kmet. I'd play him over both tight ends, Houston, Tennessee. I'd play him over Okonkwo.
Isaiah Likely came pretty strong last week. 7 targets, 5 catches for 83 and a touchdown. Which is kind of what you expected out of him.
He can break a run too. He's explosive, very athletic.
Yeah, he did last week for like 60. He had a 61-yard catch last week.
Yeah, he did for a touchdown. It was nice.
Yeah.
His wide open. Anything else you want to go over in this game? I mean, I feel like Lamar Jackson's in. We've already kind of hit on Trevor Lawrence with Kyler and. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun game, though. For sure. This is a good night game. I like this.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, and I do want to talk about that ankle injury. I mean, Trevor Lawrence got hurt, and then he still came out and kind of balled out last week, too.
Honestly, I did not expect him to play.
Yeah, last week against Cleveland, they lost the game, but he threw for 257 and 3 touchdowns.
He's coming on strong right now, and that's what I'm saying.
3 interceptions last week.
Baltimore secondary better not play like they did last week, because then you might get some big games from Washington, like you're talking about, and maybe Calvin really does come on strong. Evan Ingram, you can't forget about Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram, we did forget about him.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there with Evan Ingram or Njoku. Who are you going?
Give me Evan Ingram. Nah, give me Njoku.
I go Njoku, but it's close.
Yeah, the matchup.
Yeah, we'll go Evan Ingram or Ferguson for Cowboys.
Give me Evan Ingram there.
I would take Evan Ingram there as well. And then one more, Evan Ingram or Trey McBride.
Oh, that's tough. Give me Trey McBride.
I agree. Philly at Seattle. How you feeling about your team right now?
We'll see. Jalen Hurts being out, I don't know. That might be better for him, honestly. He is kind of hurt, so if he takes a week off from the flu, taking a loss to Seattle would really suck.
Yeah, this is they need to bounce back now, especially if they're going to win that division. Because
both the 2 bad losses.
Yeah, brutal losses too. You expect them to play a little bit better than that. Marcus Mariota, the backup. Any confidence in him?
No, he's awful. He's garbage.
I will say, I have to say, I think that the offense suits his play style more than like other offenses that he's been in. So I don't
care.
I know. I don't either.
But
it would be kind of nice to see if he does get the start, to see him take advantage and get a little boost from those great weapons he has in an offense that I think that suits his play style.
That would be nice to see, but I don't think it's happening.
I don't either. I don't think so either. They're favored by 2.5. I think the line is where it should be. You know, with Seattle being a playoff team and being at home.
The only hope I have for Marcus Mariota is if it's Drew Lock in, and I still think the Seahawks win that.
Oh man, yeah, that's okay. If because both quarterbacks are questionable in this game. If Geno plays and it's Marcus Mariota, I think Seahawks win. If Locke plays, Locke has flashes. He has flashes. I don't believe in him. I never have. So I'm going to say that if Mariota and Locke plays, I'm going to go Philly. But as Jalen Hurts plays, I think they win regardless of who plays on the other side.
Yeah, Drew Lock did throw for 269 and 2 touchdowns against the 49ers last week.
Yeah, he's shown live, dude. It was kind of shocking.
In San Francisco, you have a game in Seattle. I don't like this team without Jalen Hurts.
Amazing throw to DK Metcalf on one of those touchdowns too.
Yeah, I do not like this game without Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I understand it. I get it, man, because Drew Lock's been playing well. He's got a little bit of confidence, and they're definitely gonna ask more out of their receivers, in the screen game. But I think those guys can make some plays for Marcus Mariota if it is Marcus Mariota. If it's the flu, I expect Jalen Hurts to be out there, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially with it being a Monday game. I mean, he's got another day to recover.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see Kobe Bryant's flu game and not or Michael Jordan's flu game and not Patrick Mahomes' flu game.
Yeah, this game is going to be interesting, man. I take the Eagles to cover right now. I expect Jalen Hurts to be out there. I expect them to bounce back. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I think.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm picking the Eagles to cover.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, Metcalf's in, Lockett. I guess. Tyler Lockett or Drake London.
Give me Tyler Lockett. Give me Tyler Lockett, yeah.
Okay, Tyler Lockett or let's go Zay Jones against Baltimore.
Give me Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett or Brendan Cooks?
Tyler Lockett.
I would take Brendan Cooks there.
Yeah, you were harsh on Tyler Lockett last week. And Drew Lock being in kind of threw me away from Tyler Lockett, but then Tyler Lockett had one of his best games of the season with Drew Lock in last week against the 49ers.
Yeah, I think these guys are as close with these guys, but I'd rather have the quality targets of Dak in that matchup. Higher under over.
I mean, it's quality targets from Drew Lock last week for Tyler Lock. He had 6 targets, 6 catches, 89 yards.
I ain't so sold that that's going to be the norm.
Well, against Philly, though, it should be easier to do that.
Definitely. But and against Buffalo, I mean, we know how well the Cowboys offense is cooking right now. You know, we both really like Brandon Cooks this week.
Brandon Cooks is.
You want to go over some DFS?
Actually, let me double check and make sure Brandon Cooks is playing.
Yeah, he is injured, right?
He's has an illness. He's expected to play though. He's sick.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Tyler Lockett. Like not even close there.
Okay. You want to go over some DFS?
Yeah, for sure. You want to go over your cash lineup first?
Yeah, I can do that.
Who you got at quarterback?
I got Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I also have Matthew Stafford at 6,000. Super cheap. Balled out against the Ravens last week and against the second worst, if not worst. I mean, it's the worst pass defense in the league in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I got Matthew Stafford too. I got Christian McCaffrey and Kyron Williams in my cash lineup.
That's expensive. I got Christian McCaffrey and Breece Hall.
I like Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall this week. Who you got at receivers?
I got Puka Nacua at 7,300.
I love that play. I think
Reed
he's great.
At 4,900. And Demarcus Robinson. I got a double stack with Matt Stafford at 3,600.
I like that, dude. I got DeAndre Hopkins, Jaden Reed, and Demarcus Robinson to stack with.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
Yeah.
Who do you have at tight end? Chigakonkwo.
I got Tucker Kraft right now at tight end.
Yeah, I have $100 left. I could go Tucker Kraft, but I think I like Chig a little better this week, and he's cheaper.
I've been thinking about moving. I've been thinking about moving to Chig, and I might just do that, just because I don't want to go Reed and Kraft.
Well, do you want to go Chig and Hopkins?
I think maybe that's what brought me back to Kraft the other day. Yeah, so I'm going to go Kraft. I'd rather have
who do you got in your
Love
flex?
in that matchup. Huh?
Who do you have in your flex?
I'd be Bijan Robinson in the flex.
I also have Bijan Robinson in the flex.
Yeah, and then I got the Jets defense as my defense.
And I have the Giants defense there.
I like the Giants this week too. I think they're going to get some. They're going to have some sacks. You know, they're going to make some plays. Who do you got in your tournament lineup?
Let's see. I don't know which one I want to go over. I guess I'll go over this one right here. Okay, so yeah, quarterback. I got Josh Allen.
Okay, nice.
Who do you have in your tournament quarterback?
I have Matthew Stafford.
Okay. Then for running backs, I went Christian McCaffrey again in this one. And then for my second running back, I went Ezekiel Elliott.
I have both of those running backs.
Okay, and then for wide receiver, I went Gabe Davis, Jaden Reed, and Demarcus Robinson.
Okay, nice. For receivers, I went Puka Nacua, Jaden Reed, and Rashid Shaheed.
Okay, for tight end, I went Dawson Knox.
Nice. I went Tucker Kraft again.
And then for flex, I went Kyron Williams.
And I got Bijan Robinson, Jets defense again.
Yeah, I went Jets defense as well. I do have one kind of fun lineup where I went Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson. And I had Xavier Gibson as one of my wide receivers on that team with Shakir in the flex. Yeah, I went Patriots defense on that one too. I think that could be interesting. That one could kind of boom, but
I had a little Crowns lineup I put in. It was Jordan Love with Romeo Dobbs and Jaden Reed, and I had Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Bijan Robinson, and I have Rashid Shaheed as the wide receiver 3, Chigakonkwo tight end, Jets D.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Do you have any props that you want to talk about? Prize picks or anything like that?
I haven't really dug into those this year. If you have some you want to go over, that's cool. But I haven't really put my eyes on them yet.
Okay, yeah, on Thursday I had Austin Eckler over 26.5 receiving yards. That one hit. I was kind of nervous that it wouldn't, but it ended up hitting. But the two I have right now, I'm kind of big on Gabe Davis this week. I think that against Dallas, I think that 37.5 is the line. I have him at over 37.5, and I have Lamar Jackson over 210 passing yards against the Chargers.
I love both of those.
Not the Chargers, but the Jags, sorry.
Yeah, I think you're going to hit both of those.
Yeah, there was a few more I wanted to look at. Last night I threw in Russell Wilson over 200. I hit that one.
Did hit?
You
hit? Yeah. I was wondering because in the second half it was a little like, are they gonna pull this off?
Yeah, Russell Wilson over 200, Amon-Ra over like 60, and Cortland Sutton over 40. And I hit all three of those last night.
I was wondering because I was thinking, I was like, how? Because I was counting up the yards at the second half. I was like, I wonder how many he needs for him to hit. And I was wondering if you hit it, but that's not.
Yeah, I think he threw for like 250. It was pretty solid.
Nice. I like that one too.
Yeah, another one I do like is Justin Fields' rushing yards. 58. I feel like that's an easy one. 58 and a half rushing yards.
He's going to hit like 70 plus, I think.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else. I think Russell it was interesting. So we'll see how it goes today. Yeah, it's been very.
I hate you didn't make the playoffs, man. I really wanted to have you in there just so it's just fun having the life from fantasy, from you. I know it sucks when you don't make it. You don't really have. At least I don't have the incentive to talk fantasy as much. But yeah, I really hated that you didn't get in. I mean, I'm happy, as far as matchup wise. Who's out?
Tyreek Hill is out this week.
Oh wow, Jets D, let's go.
Yeah, we actually have a guy named Let's Go in the chat, and they asked Waddle in for a big game today with Hill being out versus the Jets. Yeah, I think Waddle could be a good play.
Last time they played,
I'll be honest with you, I'm more down on Waddle because Tyreek Hill is out. Sauce Gardner will be on Waddle now.
Not me. No, Waddle will play in the slot a good bit too, and Sauce Gardner won't travel to the slot. So there's going to be ways for him to and McDaniels will be creative enough to keep him in the slot and keep him away from Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, I'm a little more.
It's a volume play. I like the play. Yeah, I like the play.
Yeah, I think I'm a little out more on Waddle after that one. I think this offense is going to struggle like it did last week against the Titans.
I was going to. That's why. Yeah. I was kind of betting on. Even with Hill there, I thought Jets defense was a pretty decent play with just how good they are at shutting down the pass.
Right.
But I think this is an even better matchup. I really love having Jets D and DFS this week.
Well, for DFS, go ahead and make a tournament with Marcus Mariota in there. He's probably dirt cheap.
Yeah, right.
But
that'd be nice. We cut balls out, rush for 100.
Hey,
that'd be nice.
Might not be a bad tournament dart throw.
I ain't against it, man. I'm not against it.
You could probably get some really high dollar receivers and running backs for that.
Yeah, for sure. You really set your team up pretty nice.
Yeah.
Anything you want to touch on before we
Nah, I think I'm good, man. Yeah, I think I'm good. Shout out to my buddy Drew who won his Survivor pool week 15 with Danny DeVito. Going to come back win.
Dude, that is great.
Yeah, I love that. $780. That was cool.
Wow, that's great. Love to hear it.
Yeah, it's been good though, man. It's been good. Good luck in your playoff matchups today.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I got some great matchups, but I'm a little nervous.
You never know. We'll see. Any given Sunday, man.
We'll see. Hopefully we get some good news for Olave this week.
Yeah, right. It's been good, man.
All right, guys. We'll see. It's been fun.